Building a strong spirit is not something that happens automatically, folks. It's not just because you're a Christian. Hey, now I believe in Jesus, and now I'm going to have a strong spirit. It's not the result even of our own effort. Because we need strength beyond our own to be consistent with these things. I don't know about you, but there are times when I don't have quiet time and I'm weak. There are times when I'm like, hey, do I really want to have this small group in my house tonight? I love you guys, okay? Don't get the wrong idea, but, I'd like to have some time alone, It's okay. We are weak in that way. How many of you feel the same way? Yeah, tithing. Well, should I do it this week or should I hold off and not do it this week because I got this, I got that? If you want to be strong in spirit, you're going to have to do it in a strength beyond your own, in a power beyond your own, not in your own ability. And that's why we all need Jesus Christ, because he gives us that strength. He gives us that ability. Ephesians chapter 6, verse 10 says, build up your strength in union with the Lord and by means of his mighty power. If you want to have a strong spirit, you need God's mighty power in your life. And the only way you're going to get that is through his son, Jesus Christ, in union with Jesus Christ. So I brought a couple of things with me this morning to kind of illustrate that. I've got some epoxy glue. How many of you ever used epoxy glue before? Okay. Now, epoxy glue is a lot stronger than just your regular run-of-the-mill household glue. Do you understand that? Epoxy glue is strong because it has two elements. It has a resin. All right, here's the resin, and it's got a hardener. And when you mix the two together, it creates this chemical bond that is much stronger than any other kind of glue. So, if you're using Elmer's glue, to, let's say, put together these nuts and bolts, and you're going to use Elmer's glue to put this together, it's going to break. It's not going to hold. It's not going to be good. It's not going to be a strong bond. You need something more. You need something like epoxy glue. So I've got the resin, and I want you to think of the resin as us. And I'm going to pour a little bit of the resin out here on this plate. And I'm going to just dab some of it, just the resin, on the bolts, okay? And I'll just leave it there. And now I'm going to take some resin take some resin and take some of the hardener and put it all together. And now I'm going to mix it up. Mix it together. And I'll take some of that now and put it on another nut and bolt. And I need somebody to time me here. Somebody get a stopwatch or a timer, and I need you to go to 1.5 minutes. All right? So one side I've got just the resin, and the other side I've got the resin and the hardener. And what's happening right now with the resin and the hardener is totally different. There's a chemical reaction that's taking place, and the epoxy is actually seeping into the pores of the metal. So the metal has pores on both sides. The epoxy is seeping down into the metal, and it's becoming one with the nut and the bolt. And for this particular resin, it only takes about 90 seconds to set up. Is that pretty incredible? So with the resin, it's never going to set up. You could leave it set here till crack of doom, and it's never going to get hard. Because resin by itself has no strength. Remember what I told you? The resin is us. We're the resin. And on our own, we have no strength. That's why we need a hardener, something that can give us strength. And who is it that gives us strength? Jesus Christ. And what he wants is to come into our life, to be in union with him, just like the epoxy is now merging with the pores and the nut and the bolt. He wants us to come, he wants to come into our life, to be one with us. And when you do that, you have a bond. When you do it this way, well, you have kind of a bond. Oh, there it goes. But this way, you always have a bond. I set this one up last night. It's not coming apart. It's hard, it's strong, it's good. This is what we need to be. See, with God's strength, with God's power, he is the one who gives us the strength we need. And you know what? You're going to face all kinds of difficult situations in life. All kinds. And without Jesus Christ, you're going to be weak. With him, you'll be strong. 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verse 17 says, when someone becomes a Christian, he becomes a brand new person inside. That's what's happening right here. Something brand new took place. A chemical reaction that bonded these two things together. Now they're no longer one. They are no longer two. They're one. They're brought together. That's what happens with us. He is not the same anymore. A new life has begun. And that's what you get through Jesus Christ. That's why we need him. That's why we need his strength. I can't do these habits on my own, but through Jesus Christ, he gives me the strength to do it.